The water issue here in Flint continues. Today in court, a federal judge ordered the state of Michigan and the city of Flint to fix the pipes within 3 years, giving them nearly $100 million to do it.
For the state to put forth the money to remove all lead and galvanized lines within 3 years, which is huge.
This was all part of a settlement agreement following a lawsuit filed in response to the Flint water crisis. The plaintiffs in the case were the Concerned Pastors for Social Action, the Natural Resources Defense Council, the ACLU of Michigan, and Flint resident Melissa Mays. She says there is also extra money in the settlement if the $97 million isn't enough.
That if it costs more than that to get the 18,000 plus lines out, or if as they're digging and as they're researching, they find that there are more than 18,000 lines, there's an extra $10 million cushion to make sure they get out. And if the $97 million isn't enough, they've promised to go forth and push all best efforts to get more money, even if it's secured through legislation.
In addition to fixing the pipes, even more funding will be allocated to require the state to continue door-to-door water filter installation and water delivery. We caught up with Senator Jim Ananich, who says this settlement is a great stride forward.
We'll get the pipes replaced and the help and the protection that they need. Many of us have been fighting this fight for a long time. Many of the things we've been saying from the beginning, and it allows the political games that get played sometimes to be put aside, and the protection of the residents of Flint will be the number one priority.
And state funding also will set aside money for extensive tap water monitoring and also the 7 existing health and medical programs that help mitigate the effects of lead. They will also be in place. Reporting in Flint, Rachel McCrary, WNEM TV5. Now let's get over to Cameron Riddle as more on this story.
Thanks, Rachel. Good evening. We are continuing our TV5 team coverage tonight on what seems like a day that Flint residents should be celebrating and elated that there's going to be a large amount of money and time dedicated to the replacing the lead-tainted pipes in this city. As we've talked with people this afternoon, it's hard for them to get excited. They say they've heard this before. Just earlier this month, they heard that there was more money coming to Flint. At this point, they're all saying they'll believe it when they see it.
I keep hearing that money is coming in, but I don't see any change. I see buildings being torn down, but I don't see our water, being fixed. I don't see anything happening really, so no action.
Yes, we're happy. Like I said, we'll be more happy when we see results.
Of course, this water crisis has been affecting both residences and businesses. It shows no prejudice to either. The last lady you heard from works here at La Familia Morales in Flint, and this has been a different hardship on them. Extra water that they've had to use to keep their restaurant open and their customers safe. They say when this is finally over, then they'll really start to celebrate. Live in Flint, Cameron Riddle, WNEM TV5 News.